and good morning. Oh, look at that. It even tells me on air. Haha, I love that. That's cool. Noticed that before. Sorry, small things amusing me. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in this wonderful place we call Earth. Well, world.
Yes.
But today is going to be I want to say a pretty full-on show. But firstly, just for myself, I am under the weather, so if my camera disappears and I'm not talking, don't stress. I'm still here, just dealing with some medical stuff. So, well,
Yeah.
what a week we've seen on the. Now, remember, please remember, we're not endorsed by anything. These opinions are of our own free will.
Always have been.
So
Always
we'll
will
put
be.
that out there. Always have been. Always will be. We will not be bought by anybody to make comments. So you may touch on some stuff that you may not agree with, and that's great. We appreciate it. But just remember, you may say some stuff that we don't agree with as well. So
Yeah.
that's the best thing about it.
Tough titties.
However, this week, oh my goodness, what a week it's been over for the purple platform.
It was only a matter of time, wasn't it? It was it was going to happen sooner or later.
I mean, yeah, it was building, and I mean, it's just a clear sign that the top is not engaged with the community. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Like, they're not thinking how it's going to be rolling down the order.
No, I don't think they care either.
No, I mean, it's not so much I don't care. I mean, I think this. I'm going to have to play devil's advocate here for a little bit, because I think what they're doing is they are trying to do things they think are better. But they're not taking the feedback that they're getting to implement the things that they should be to make it better. They're just guessing and throwing. I'm pretty sure there's someone there with a dartboard set up, and these are just ideas are just pinned to it, and they just throw a dart at it and go, "Oh, we'll go with that one. That looks like a good idea." Then all of a sudden it's oh, that was a bad idea. Let's throw another dart, try again.
Yeah, sounds about right.
But like we're seeing now the overall stupidity of the burned in ads, or what they're calling burned in ads.
Yeah, which it on a technical term basis is it's wrong. It's not called burned in. It's called baked in.
Baked in ads, right? Yeah.
You'd think there would be someone on the team that would know that was the correct term. Anyway.
Sorry to wind you up, sweetie. But no, I mean, it is exactly that. And, limiting to 3% of your screen size for logos, things like that, and changing the ad policy where you can't advertise certain things, but yet clearly that's half their platform right now is adult-orientated content. Hey, go check out my OnlyFans right here.
Yeah.
Go check out my spicy content. It's just like...
Yeah.
There's one or two things happening. There is one or two things happening. Either Twitch is trying to do things in a way to shut down or palm off to YouTube, which we already spoke about on the show a few months ago, or they're literally just trying to get anybody who doesn't make the money off the platform.
Yeah. But that, yeah, well, we've spoken about that in particular quite a few times, because something doesn't add up. Something's not quite right, because they seem to just keep pushing and pushing, and then everyone starts rebelling, and then they're like, "Oh, sorry, didn't mean to do that," and they just start backpedaling a little bit. Like, something's not right. Something's just not adding up. So, like,
yeah, I mean, the biggest issue that I see, and look, take nothing away from streamers, but Twitch, no, they've got their purple bleeding fanboys pretty much.
Yeah.
So
absolutely,
that's what it is. So they know they're going to have their the team purple, bleed purple people, which is fine.
Oh,
I mean, I'm all for it. You choose as a content creator where you think is right for you, and you make choices for yourself, which
yeah.
is fine. What I don't tolerate, what I don't listen to, is all the bullshit. Like, oh, I've been here for 5 years and I've grown. Yeah, that's great.
Mm.
What have you actually got out of it? And what have you actually got out of it? What warm and fuzzy feeling is keeping you there? Because if you really look at it, you're gaining nothing. Oh, but I'm going to sound purple for my friends. Well, if they were really good friends, they'd follow you anyway. They wouldn't care. So you're not doing it for yourself at this point. You're now doing it for them. And that really
Yeah.
irks me because these are also the same people that say, oh, you've got to do what's right for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so why aren't you doing it?
They're very on the fence, aren't they? Yeah.
Then the other funny thing about it is I was talking to Fangbone this morning, and like it's something that we've seen both across our Twitters is, for months leading up to the last 4 days. Oh, I'm purple through and through.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm over on Kick. Do you want to come follow me? Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, what?
Yeah.
You literally just told us that you're staying purple because they're so much better, but now you want us to go over there?
See, like,
It seems double
we're,
jointed.
we're in the same problem that we had when everyone took that day off Twitch, which clearly didn't work.
Yeah.
It's where you're going to get a percentage of streamers on the platform who are going to look at the situation and be like, right, well, everyone's getting the shits, everyone's leaving. It's my time to shine. I can now fill that void. I can start to make ground in the on the platform now. And they're your true blooded, bleed purple type. I
Where
will
does that
always
stem
stay
from?
on Twitch.
Where does that stem from? No, we've spoken about this on the show, and this is a really simple answer. Where does that mentality stem from? It literally stems from those people that say, I'm not going to go and make a new account. I'm going to stay right here as a viewer.
It's the
That's all they're going to do.
excuse
And it's
makers.
just like, look, I can stay here. And I can, they take their 4,000 people, but they're leaving 16 or 20,000 behind.
Well, that's it. And I
because
feel
they
like
just don't look.
I feel like Twitch is the platform for excuse makers. The ones who
100%.
refuse to try anything new, refuse to push the line, refuse to make themselves better as a content creator. It's just because, they're comfortable where they are. I mean, they don't want to do anything else. Everything else is too hard.
You didn't just use a C word on SideNote, did you? What? You used the C word on SideNote? Comfortable? Come on.
Sorry.
Whoever said content creation was a comfortable process?
Right, yeah, but I don't know. It's like they're blinded by whatever Twitch is offering and thinking that that's good enough. And then just making up really piss poor excuses to find something better. Like,
Don't even get me started on that.
My honest opinion, right? If you're on Twitch and you honestly believe that Twitch is the best place for you, you're out of your fucking mind. Sorry. There are better options out there for you.
Yeah. And memory leak touches on it. It's too hard to learn something else. But you see, this is now just touching on that because I knew someone was going to put up. And this is a funny thing, right? I saw a very high-profile Twitch streamer. I'm not going to mention names because we don't do that yet. But they were saying that they came to Kick for one day, and it honestly felt like the same thing. Like they didn't. There was nothing to learn because it was exactly the same thing. Everything was laid out the same. Everything's in the same spot. All the details are all there. It's like everything was right there. They didn't have to learn. And you know what? The funny thing was, attached to that tweet was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna come over there and follow you now. I really respected you on Twitch, and now you're going to kick, and I just can't deal with you." And it's just like, what?
Huh?
Huh? Like, what the fuck? What did we miss?
See,
What did we
right,
miss?
we're falling back into the whole mixer scenario again, aren't we? You know,
Yeah.
because you
Yep.
know
100% we are.
everyone was on Twitch. You know, Mixer came along. They had a better, nearly everything. You know, uh, and people were moving over, and then you know the people who stayed true to the Twitch platform were like, yeah, no, I'm not going to come over there because, ew, Mixer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Or it's too, you know, I don't want to have another account. Or again, it's the excuses. It's always imagine like I
There's
actually had someone say that. I don't want to make another account. How many fucking accounts do you already own? And having one more is too much.
Yeah, but they're also the same people that make Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, uh,
yeah,
7, 8, 9, 10 others, and they're paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars for these things. Yet they
yeah.
won't go and make a free account to follow
To
that person that they've been
watch
building
someone.
with. Or
Yeah, because oh
that's
no,
right.
I don't want to go to another platform to do all that. I like everything in one place. Fuck off.
But yet you've got Netflix, Disney.
I mean,
Oh, they put that show over on Netflix now. Oh, I've got to create that so I can continue to watch it. Oh, they've moved that one
yeah,
to Disney. I'll get that one so I can watch it. Yeah.
yeah.
People are dumb. Like
Yeah,
you had one the
like
other
all right.
day, and
So
again,
yeah, well, that's
you
yeah.
won't call names.
I was about to bring that up. Yeah, like I've got a
Yeah.
friend who streams over on Twitch, who you know is all Twitch, basically, just all about it. And then you know he's aware of
What was
what
your
he can
excuse?
gain. He's aware of what he can gain over on Kick, and how relatively easy it is to get to the stage where he is now. But his excuse was that there is not enough integration on Kick for him to move over. And I was like, that's interesting. What, in terms of integration, what are you talking about? And he's like, oh, like alerts, labels, basically anything that's attached to an API. And I'm like, well, no, you can get that. It is available. It's very basic, but you can actually get those sorts of things. And I reckon it's because of his overlays that he has. They only work with Twitch. And I guarantee that is the reason why. And fine, I get it. You've got your layouts and they only work in a certain way. I get it. But you can make a sacrifice for something better.
I mean, the simple thing is those overlays are only there to tell you who last subbed, who last followed. Like, is that really necessary on a freaking screen? Like, to sit there and say, "Hey, look,
and this
Shinzakura followed." Like, great. How long ago was that? Oh, I don't know. 2 weeks.
I think this is where us, we will start drawing a line in the sand for a lot of streamers, because because we don't care. Obviously, we don't care. Oh, look, this was my latest follower or my latest subscriber. Cool. They get a shout out for the time being, but why?
Why do you need to know how much somebody donated to your stream? Oh, look, he
$150.
donated $150.
And all-time
like,
top donator, and yeah, right. I get like
no.
I don't.
I did that.
I don't do.
I'll put my hand up. I did that.
I know.
I did do that. I had the bar down the bottom. I had donations, and it had the name and how much. You know what? After about a week of seeing it, it pissed me off, and I deleted it. Like, no, that's no. Yuck.
Well, like
that's gross. I don't
And
want that on my
I
phone.
had it too, because early on in the streaming career, it's like you dabble with stuff, right? You try and find your
Yeah.
groove, what works for you. You're trying things
Yep.
because you've seen other people do it, and you're like, I'll give that a go.
Yeah.
And you give it a
Give it a
whirl.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, you give it a whirl, and then just over time, I'm like, you know, it's not really needed, and it's taking up valuable screen space. That's the
Yep.
thing that's always run through my head. I want maximum amount of screen space for whatever it is that I'm doing.
Yep.
And so I don't have any of that garbage on my stream anymore because I don't feel like there's a need to have tickers and labels and all sorts of things. Like I mean, this will go back to a long time ago now. There was a stream I saw where uh, this chick's webcam was literally half of the screen.
Yeah.
The game she was playing was like really teeny tiny. Chat was like most of it, and then there were like all these other links and like tickers like just completely loaded.
It's just a mess.
It's like,
Yeah.
well, it's very clear that you're not doing it for the whatever content you're making. It's you.
Hmm.
You know.
That's right. Yeah. The funny thing about it though is like with all the influx and coming of like some older platforms, like you're hearing chatter on like D Live and stuff again. Like again, it's not great. They're not great platforms, but the chatter is around there. But
Yeah.
when you physically lay something out, like okay, we did a Trovo special and we highlighted all the problems with Trovo. We had a community member who was like, "Oh yeah, yep, no, that's clearly off my radar." Then, yep, don't want to do it. When it comes to Twitch, it's like, no, don't
Yeah.
you dare bag on my.
How
Don't
dare
you dare
you?
go down that path. Yes, don't no. And it's just like
Right?
it's there. It's black and white. Like this
Yeah.
stuff's happening right underneath your feet. No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen to me. No, 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 no.
It's like
Everybody else.
Twitch is this golden idol that everyone must respect.
Yeah, yeah, it
Please
is.
explain.
But then, on the same note, that very person who said, "No, I'm not going to touch Trovo," went to Trovo. And this is the funny thing, right? I've heard, especially some of my old community from previous platforms, they're like, "Oh, Lord, that was such a shit way they treated you. They didn't do this and didn't do that." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, that's just a platform. Here's a whole string of other issues." Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's not good. A week later, in their Twitter feed, "Hey, I'm over on this platform," and I'm like, "Really?" And they're like, "Oh, we're going to try it out. Maybe it's changed." And I'm like, "Yeah." Okay, so they stay there for a month and a half, and all of a sudden you see this big blow up on there. "Oh, they screwed me here, and did this and did that," and I'm like, "Told you." "Oh, I didn't think it was going to happen to me. I thought they would have cleaned it up." It's like there's that mentality. "Oh, it's not going to happen to me." You're growing up as a kid. You see your mate fall out of a tree. "Oh, it's not going to happen to me. I can climb that tree." Fall out of the tree. Same process. It's just they're doing it as freaking adults, and it's pathetic and stupid because they're not looking at the situation. They're just diving in and going, "Here I am."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you screwed me. Oh, everyone. "Oh, they screwed me. I've now got no money to pay my bills. I've got none of this. Please come and support me." And it's just like, are you going to start begging for people to support you? And
Right.
you had people support you and wouldn't
Yeah.
go to that place you wanted to take it? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, no.
It's weird because
We're
people
a funny
will
bunch of people.
people will refuse to change platforms
Yeah.
to better themselves. But they'll always have that weird excuse like, "Oh, something happened and I'm going to go to this place." And then they just expect greatness to happen. And
Yeah, that's
and
funny.
then it doesn't, and then they're like, it just didn't work out because of bullshit reason, and then they go back to where they just came from. It's like, what are you doing? You're not. You need to be consistent, and you just not. You're literally making up excuses because you want money.
what that says to me is, oh, I went over there and I didn't make $1, so I'm going to go back to where people were throwing
Yeah,
money at me.
exactly. Yeah,
And then all of a sudden, they've come back and no one's around, and they've got to start building all over
yeah.
again.
And the thing is, right? Because I know that's an excuse for a lot of Twitch streamers. Be like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for the money. Like, I get a regular income or whatever they're gonna call it. From Twitch. Twitch has been good to me. It's like, cool.
Yeah.
You can have exactly what you've got now somewhere else and gain
Mm.
twice as much money.
Yeah.
How is that not
Yeah.
appealing to you as a content creator, for starters?
Oh,
If money's your
let's
thing,
let's divert that channel for a minute and go down this channel over here. And let's say the reason they won't is because oh Aiden Ross is there. Oh, they're not supporting their minority communities. They're not doing this. I'm sorry, but have you looked in your own backyard over there to see what's going on?
no,
Like, have you seen the hate raids? Have you seen the trolls? Have you seen all the negative content around those marginalized groups? No. What
yeah,
you're getting is an excuse to not go there
yeah,
because those same people did that exact same thing over there, but yet you stayed there with those people.
yep,
Yet you won't come here to be with those people.
yep,
That's just two-faced. That's all that is.
yeah. It's because all
Sorry.
they want is a headline. They just want to work off a
Do I want
headline. That's the headline for Kick right now, and they're just going to run with it. And a lot of people are.
is SideNote supporting said people over on Kick? No,
Oh, fuck that.
because we are understanding that hey, this is our content, and it may not clarify and join up with their content. But hey, we're here
Yeah.
for our own reasons. We're here for the purpose of the show to be better catered to.
Mm.
What a shock! We chose to be here, not relying on other people to make or break our stream. And that's the biggest problem is you're seeing a lot of the like the influx with um Aiden Ross's comments and stuff with
Mm.
interest of the Twitch people and on Twitter. Then you got Trainwreck again, co-owner of the platform, again making tweets. Again,
Mm.
it's a full win because he's saying cancel culture is an absolute joke and it needs to stop because we're just
Yep.
canceling everything because we don't like it.
Exactly.
Where is the days of respect? Like where was the days where you could sit down with Shinzakura and have a chat and understand that hey, that's a chat. It's a conversation. We have a conversation. He puts his opinion forward. I put my opinion forward. We respect it. We work out a better solution. We go forward.
Yeah.
No, it's now a case of your opinion doesn't match mine. Go away.
Mm.
And it's just stupid, dumb stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, but Aiden Ross said this. So what? It's his freedom of speech. It's his opinion. It doesn't mean it's rampant through the platform.
Exactly. And like, it's it's weird for us, like being our age, because obviously we grew up in a time where, you know, jokes were
Do what you're
jokes.
told.
You did as you were told. You just, no matter how hard the job was, you did it. And like, obviously over here in Australia, we were racist. We laughed about it. We grew up in a very harsh time.
Different era.
Yeah.
Mm.
But, but we as people understand kind of where to draw the line.
You either grew thick skin or you got handed thick skin.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And now it's like, oh, you're breathing the same air as me? How dare you?
Ew.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, how dare you look at me as if I'm a piece of meat? It's like, I'm sorry, you're wearing a fucking bikini on the beach in front of literally everyone.
Hey, Blue Spice in the chat. Welcome on in, buddy.
How you going, Blue Spice?
I was just talking about the Twitch to Kick scenario at the moment.
But like, yeah, the whole cancel culture is just fucking stupid. It doesn't make any goddamn sense at all.
Yeah. That's the
Yeah,
excuse why they won't go to these new platforms.
that's it. Here's like, but the thing is, like, everyone grabs onto an excuse. Doesn't matter what it
Yeah.
is, doesn't matter what the reason, whether it makes sense or not, they will grab onto it and they will strangle that excuse until it doesn't exist, and then they'll grab another one. And they'll
Like,
just keep going
I
and
don't know
going and
how
going.
many. I don't know how many people I've seen cling onto that. Oh, Aiden Ross is here. I'm not going thing.
All right,
But yet,
so, all right,
he never once left when he was on Twitch. They never
yeah.
once walked away from that
So,
platform because he was on it.
so Aiden Ross, right? I'm not fully aware of everything that he's done, and I don't care, right? He's getting tens of thousands of views. He's one of the most popular streamers on Kick at the moment,
Hmm?
but he's still
Yep.
here. Like, you've got this. Regardless of what he's done, you've still got tens of thousands of people watching him doing whatever he's doing. But also, you're letting one person be the reason that you don't come over to the platform. I guarantee if Aiden Ross wasn't as popular as he was, that wouldn't be a fucking issue.
And no one would know about it. That's right.
Yeah.
They wouldn't know who he was. They'd be like, oh, there's this guy over there called Aiden. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And away they'd go.
But like then you got
But because someone's picking him out, because he's got this infighting with the guys over on Twitch and
so
calling them out on their
basically
dumb
it's not
stuff.
the platform that's the problem. It's the person streaming on the platform that's the problem. Yet the people who are
Which you
using
don't need
that
to
as an
support anyway.
excuse are streaming on a platform that is the problem.
That's right.
Like,
Makes no sense.
You've got Twitch who are basically just bending people over and screwing them to death in every
Yep.
manner possible. And people are just like, this is okay.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
no.
at which point did Twitch think that it was a great idea to start charging people to leave the affiliate program?
Like that. Okay.
Again,
Yeah, so that was the second
I can
announcement that
understand
they made.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the second announcement that they made. All right. So actually, I went into the TOS, and I actually got the snippet from the TOS that states this. So there are two paragraphs. One is interrelation if you reside in a country that is not in the UK or currently a member of the European Union, and the other one is if you are in the UK or a member of the European Union. And there's, I shit you not, there is one word, basically, difference between the two. Okay, so the one where if you reside in a country that is not in the UK or a member of the European Union, so basically if you outside of Europe, like literally the rest of the world, if at any time there has been no substantial activity on your Twitch channel for at least 12 consecutive months, and you have not earned at least the payment threshold in program fees during that 12-month period, we may close your inactive account and terminate this agreement. If you have incurred program fees in your account, a maintenance fee will be deducted from your remaining balance. The maintenance fee will be lesser of the account program fees for your Twitch channel, or $25. Any remaining balance after deduction of the maintenance fee will be paid to you. So
Bullshit.
the difference, right, between that and the other one is fees during the 12-month period. We will have the right, upon 7 days written notice, to A, close your inactive account and terminate this agreement, and B, deduct a maintenance fee from your remaining balance. That is the difference. So
yeah,
if you're in the UK or the European Union, they have the right to cancel your affiliateship with 7 days notice, and regardless, they will charge you the fee.
yeah. So what happens if you've only got $26 in your payout?
Well,
They're
they
going to take
take
$25
well,
on it.
well
They're not going to pay you the dollar. They're just going to take it all, like they do anyway. Like if you don't,
I think it
if
would
you
be
don't
the
make the minimum
minimum.
threshold,
It would be the minimum fee. So regardless, Twitch is still taking your money. It's not necessarily going to be the $25 fee. I think for larger amounts of money, it will be a flat $25 fee. Obviously, they're not going to say what the threshold is
no, that's
for
but the
that.
minimum's $50.
What, the fee?
So if you haven't made no $25, yeah. But
Oh,
if
for
you haven't made
minimum
the
is
minimum
50. Yeah,
payout,
yeah. But
you're going to
like,
keep it anyway because that's in their TOS currently.
yeah. But like, say your account, right, over on Twitch, there's still money sitting there. Oh, no, you got yours paid out, didn't you?
And once I left
Yeah.
ages ago.
So like, say you had money still sitting in your account, and you had $30 sitting in there, so it wasn't enough for the payout. After 12 months of you not being there, uh, you know, they could decide, right, your 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 affiliateship needs to end. They cancel it. They charge you either the minimum fee or $25. Whatever they see fit, really, in their eyes. And
But then they're not going to pay the balance out because you haven't made the minimum payment criteria.
but they would pay it out
As they
because
have
they're
already stated.
canceling your affiliateship. So, so all right. So there would be. This is where it gets really dumb, because there would be, the cancellation fee, right, which is what we're talking about. Then there would be
Right.
the payment fee, administration fee,
Yeah, but
all these, the four other fees that they decide to tack on just because, and you would
the
get
payout didn't change.
probably nothing anyway.
They didn't change the wording of the payout option. If you do not meet minimum payment,
Yeah, but
That's
if
what they're
they
not telling
cancel your account, they have to
it's
pay
50.
that out.
Well, no, they don't have to because you haven't made the minimum payout. That's what their payout thing is. You have to make a minimum $50 payment to be paid out. So even if they did that and said, okay, we're going to take $25 off you, that now makes you $25. They're not going to pay that $25 out because, that's not minimum threshold.
Well, then, yeah, basically, if you don't meet the threshold at the moment, kiss your money goodbye, pretty much.
That's it. I saw a tweet the other day. Someone had $40 in their Twitch account.
Yeah.
And they wanted to cancel the affiliate. And Twitch said, well, we're not paying you out. You're going to sacrifice that $40. So they're already taking a $40 fee for that as well. And that's the same for anybody. Even if you get to $49.50, they will not pay you out. If you cancel affiliate, they will keep it over 50 cents.
Yeah. It was
That's
like
how shit it is.
When you got your last payout, we had a look at it, and I think you had like 3 different fees.
Yeah.
On that payout. Like, and some of those fees are just made up fees.
Yeah, some random shit.
Yeah, it may as well just said because you exist fee.
You're breathing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like they're just writing this in now as a way to clarify they take that money out of your account. But again, their payout still remains the same as a minimum $50 payout.
Yeah.
If you don't get there and they shut it down, they're keeping the money anyway.
Yeah.
So your $25 fee becomes a $49.50 fee if that's what you've got in your account.
Yeah.
They're not going to pay that out. They're not going to go, oh yeah, here's $14.50. They're not going to do that.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. So, like, obviously, if you haven't been on Twitter, then you've clearly missed a hell of a lot, because almost immediately, as soon as they announced that, right,
that blew up.
within 15 minutes of that tweet, Kick came out and said, anyone who's willing to swap platforms, we will cover the $25 administration fee if you move to Kick. Gold standard move, honestly. That was probably the ballsiest thing I've ever seen.
That's not the real kicker, though. You want to know what the real kicker for that to me was?
Hmm.
When Trovo then went and announced it, and then Kick replied, "Oh, I wonder where you got that idea from." It's just like Kick was on Trovo's post and went, "Oh,
Yeah.
uh, where'd you get
Yeah.
that idea from?"
It's almost like Trovo felt threatened for some reason. That's weird.
Oh, we need to cover that too, so we can get people.
Right? Oh, yeah. So,
But yeah, it's just funny. But again, the whole like as we delve deeper into that
hmm.
announcement, the simulcasting.
Oh,
As of
that.
July 1, you can no longer simulcast to Twitch. If you're on Twitch, you have to be solely on Twitch.
Yes.
So what I want to know is how are they going to monitor that? Are they going to go to every individual person's like? How are they going to know? Is it going to come from
Right.
a? Are they
The
going to be able
only
to pick up a
way,
restream input?
and I would say that's how they're going to do it,
Right.
is they
So
will
then I
sort
can
of.
throw a spinner in that works because my potential stream here on Kick has to go through I may have to go through Restream to get it to work properly.
Hmm.
Which means if that's what I'd have to do for Twitch, and they're going to ban me from using Restream,
Even if it's the
how do they know?
only. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's it.
How are
Like,
they going to know? Because they can't
even if
see because
you're.
it's in Bison.
Well, that's it. Like, because you've got an interesting scenario. Don't know why. But
Yeah.
for you, streaming to restream works, right? It just
Mm-hmm.
fixes all of those issues that you have as a streamer. So even if
Mm-hmm.
you stream to restream, and that was, your only output was Twitch, and if they're looking for those IPs from restream,
Mm-hmm.
they're probably going to ping you, and like the reasonable outcome, right, would be is that they pick up on it, they notify you that you've broken TOS,
Yep.
and give you an option, right, to refute that. That would be the best outcome. But we all know what Twitch is going to do. Twitch is going to see that you're going through a restream, send you a message, say, sorry, you've breached TOS. This is your first strike. Or, congratulations, you're banned.
Yeah.
That's
In
what
my
Twitch is going
situation,
to do.
in my situation where that could be my only option to stream, I'm going to get banned or pinged, even though it's one and only output.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, like memory saying, you've got that plugin for OBS where you can plug it in and run it. It's going to come from those. So, how are they going to track who's multi streaming without going through every individual platform?
Yeah. The thing
Because
is,
all you got to do is technically change your name on a different platform.
and
They can't
here's
track it anyway.
where there becomes a problem, because obviously they're going to have to rely on an algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know how well algorithms work, don't we, YouTube?
Oh, I
And
mean,
it's not going to work. There's going to be huge problems with it. But we spoke about simulcasting way before it was announced. Because there were leaks that it was coming, and we even spoke about it then. But that sort of went along the whole, why should you restream anyway? Blah blah blah. But now, now we're on the whole. You could have your channel completely banned because you were restreaming.
yeah, that's right.
So I don't know what they're doing for themselves,
The,
really.
the dumb thing about that whole scenario is though is like we already know, and we've spoken about it on the show before, that Twitch has got their do not ban list. So if any of those on the do not ban list are caught restreaming, what are they going to do? Are they going to ban them?
They'll get a temporary ban. for like 24
I
hours.
reckon.
Yeah.
20, that seems to be their
I
thing.
mean, that's
24
what they
hours. Oh,
do.
you can come back.
You know, oh,
Because we've noticed you didn't make us $300,000 today.
you stood up on cam and accidentally flashed your cooch. Oh man, we can't have that, but we really like your content, so 24-hour ban. Even though you
Yeah, that's
completely
right.
violated TOS, we'll just just don't do it again, okay? Like, oh, this other streamer who's not well known, he's wearing a sleeveless shirt. Ban, permanent ban. Let's get fuck that off. That's complete violation of TOS. We're never going to see that on our platform. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Swivel
Yeah.
chair, stare at Amaranth with her tits out. That's
Yeah.
basically what's going
Yeah.
on in the Twitch office right now.
So you can only imagine the amount of backwards and forwards are going to happen there, given the new TOS is going to kick in what is it? 18 days? 19 days?
Oh, there's going to be a huge fallout. There's this is just the beginning, you know. And the thing is, right? They haven't stepped back on simulcasting. They've cemented that one. That is absolutely in the ground. They are sticking to it. The one the one that they backpedaled on quite heavily was everything else that they announced.
That they didn't really backpedal on.
But yeah,
If you go and read the TOS, they really didn't even backpedal on it. They just went,
no,
hang on.
no,
Yeah, no, we'll
right,
look at
okay.
that.
So they're going to look at rewording what they
Yeah,
announced.
that's right. Yeah. That's right. They're going to reword it. So it's still going to
do
stand.
it. They're just going to reword it so it's better understood by the general populace. So
please
the
better
other thing,
describe how you're going to screw me harder.
yeah. So the other thing that they obviously announced, which everyone cracked shits on, was that on-stream logos and overlays are to be limited to 3% of your entire screen. 3%'s not a lot. And there are examples of this, so feel free to go search. You'll find really ridiculous samples. But someone decided to do a pixel check on Twitch Rivals.
Yeah, I remember this.
Right?
Yeah,
Twitch Rivals,
Twitch Rivals,
right? Their own bloody stream, and it turned out it was like 5.2% or something of the screen were logos and ads. So, they've got to pull their head in. It can't be rules for them and rules for everyone else. If they're going to have rules, they need to stick to it.
No. Do as we say, not as we do, mate. That's a classic example.
Yeah. So
I did see this week also. I see that Jake Lucky has got an interview with Steak Eddie and the CEO of Twitch, Dan. Not at the same time. He hasn't got that at the same time. They're going to be two separate interviews. Right. He does have them coming up, so it'll be interesting to see what he gets out of that.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously everyone cracked the shits on the whole Twitch announcement. And then, within the hour, because it exploded, everyone cracked the shits. Twitch came back and said, today's branded content policy update was overly broad. No shit. This created confusion and frustration, and we apologize for that. We do not intend to limit streamers' ability to enter into direct relationship with sponsors, and we understand this is an important part of how streamers earn revenue. Yet, in the same breath, they're like, but we're still going to implement this restriction on baked-in ads.
Yeah, exactly.
And logos and, promotional stuff. We wanted to... Sorry, I'll just continue. We wanted to clarify our existing ads policy that was intended to prohibit third-party ad networks from selling burned in video and display ads on Twitch, which is consistent with other services. But it's okay for Twitch to completely just fuck the stream
I was
off
about to say that. Yeah.
and play like 5 ads in a row. That's okay. Then they finished off with, "We missed the mark with the policy language and will rewrite the guidelines to be clearer. Thank you for sharing your concerns. We appreciate the feedback. We'll notify the community once we have updated the language." So nothing's changing. What they announced is
that's
coming.
right.
It will be implemented on the 1st of July.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it.
But,
you know,
like you said, they're talking about third-party stuff. Where's that? I mean, if I'm creating an ad, that's my content on my channel.
But they're
third-party ad.
But they're kind of contradicting themselves because third-party ads are sponsors. They're the
That's
people
right.
who
Yes.
sponsor those streams or those content creators. So
They pay for the ad.
You know, those streamers that are sponsored by Razer and Monster Energy drinks and like all that sort of stuff. Like that's fine. You can have all of those ads. 3% of your screen size. And the weirdest thing is that that's just on your overlays. You can
that's right. Yeah.
Behind you on your cam, you can have everything. You can have products. You can have big fucking you can have everything behind you on your cam. But
providing it doesn't clash with those listed things that they've now prohibited, which is weapons, political stuff, orientated content, all that kind of stuff. Don't put that on there.
Yeah. But I mean, but it's
what
contradictory.
What the fuck are they doing?
Because
makes no sense.
In one breath, they're saying, "Oh, we don't want to, inhibit the use of, going out and getting sponsors and promoters and all that sort of jazz, for you as a content creator." But the policies we brought in are supposed to block those third-party things happening. So which is it? Are they blocking it or are they allowing people to have sponsors?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. They want the sponsors to go through their site so they get paid for the ads, so they can put them onto your channel.
Tough tits.
To make it,
sorry, no. That's
what it
no,
is.
absolutely fucking not. No. No.
And send us your sponsors so we can put their ads on, so we can invade your stream. Yeah. You can't invade your own stream by promoting your sponsors. Yeah,
but there are a lot of partnered streamers over on Twitch that have big name sponsors. And obviously a part of those sponsorships, right? You are required by contract to do and show certain things. And if Twitch isn't allowing that, where does that leave you as that content creator? Because you either break your contract with Twitch or you break your contract with your sponsor. And I guarantee I know what those content creators are going to choose. You're like, I'm going to choose.
It's inevitable.
Yeah, I'm going to choose my sponsor. I'm going to stick with my sponsor. Because that's giving them money. That's giving them income.
It's a steady income.
So they will move. They will
just
move.
So hit and miss.
Yeah. I don't think
eventually, they will.
Yeah. I can't see sponsors, being like, okay, we're aware of what Twitch is doing. We'll try and give you stuff so you can, stick within those guidelines. No. That's not how
sponsors
those businesses
aren't going to change their way. No.
That's not how those businesses are going to work at all. Like, obviously, they want a certain, product to be viewed. They'll be like, right, this is it. This is our minimum. There you go. It's
100%. Look, like I said, it goes back to the same thing. Either Twitch is trying to push ones who don't make money for the platform out,
Yeah.
or they're building for a shutdown. Now, we called this
And,
months ago on the show, and
oh,
I said to you,
yeah.
that it's going to be a YouTube takeover because YouTube's
And
live stream is junky at best.
because the
If they had
coincidences are
access
too
to,
much.
yeah, they line up too easy.
Yeah. And
DOS changes to bring it in line with YouTube, dashboard changes to bring it very similar, not an exact replica, but very similar to YouTube. The fact that they even did like seminars on Twitch on how to stream to YouTube, and then just along those lines, and now they're stopping you from restreaming. I mean, the boxes are ticking up and just coming out very, very aligned that they're either handing off to YouTube. They're going to change it to YouTube.tv where you'll have all your live streams, or Amazon is literally just going to pull the pin on it and everyone will go YouTube because they already know it because that's natural.
Yep.
Or they'll have to fend for themselves like Mixer did.
Yep. Yep.
That's the sad future is that's what it's going to come to.
Yeah.
Whether or not that comes to fruition, I mean, it's fine, but the boxes are being ticked. I mean, it's right there in black and white. You only got to read the TOS. You play the two TOSs side by side. It's almost word for word copied.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous how close they are.
Because you think about all the stuff that they've done. You know, the features that they've implemented. Like some of them are very similar to YouTube, like incredibly similar, and those ones are stuck. You know, but then you look at all the weird wanky things that they've brought out. You know, it's like, oh, you can do this. It's like, cool, I guess. You know, it's this really dumb feature that no one's really gonna. They just sort of like remember. Well, I think it was like late last year. They just started spitting features out. Like it was almost on a weekly basis. They were just like, here's another feature. Here, have another one. Have another one. And it was just stuff that no one really asked for that wasn't really a game changer. Yeah, it's a distraction method, you know. It's here, we're going to give you all this stuff so you don't look at the bigger picture.
To be fair, just to pull up memories chat there, like he's saying they could sell to TikTok. I don't even think they'd sell to TikTok because I don't think TikTok.
No one.
I think the only one who's remotely interested is Google, and I think that's your YouTube side. I think that's where it's going to be because they'll have your video, like your video storage where you can make your videos and upload them, and then they'll have the live side. They'll have two separate entities.
It more comes down to who has the infrastructure to take on so many people. It's Google. It's not going to be Trovo. Trovo would collapse under the weight of everyone moving over. It's going to be Google, and everyone's going to move to YouTube. Twitch eventually will liquidate. They will shut their doors. It is inevitable.
There's no way it doesn't.
Yeah,
Amazon can't afford the losses that they're making right now.
Yeah, like they're they're money grabbing right now. You know, they're taking more of your cut from subs. They're pushing more ads. They're charging fees that don't make sense. They want as much money as they can grab onto to keep themselves afloat. And the more people that go, up yours, I'm out of here, it's going to put a lot more pressure on them to do really dumb shit like charging you $25 to leave.
I mean, you may not be leaving the platform. You just might be leaving the affiliate program because you realize 50-50 on 4 or 5 subs. It's just not worth it for you. You can get that in a dono in one hit. It's not necessarily I'm leaving the platform. It's just I don't want to be an affiliate because I'm not. It's not worthy for me to be an affiliate. I'm not making anything, and I'm not getting any extra leg up or any extra
let's
help.
Be honest. You wouldn't leave the affiliate program and just stay on Twitch. You'd leave the affiliate program and move on to better things.
You would generally would be the theory, but I'm not saying that everybody's going to do that. Some people might just want to say, look, I've been an affiliate for 12 months and I've only ever had, 2 payouts because it took me 6 months to get to that minimum because of the recurring subs. So again, it might just be a realization that, hey, being an affiliate's not helping me do anything. It's just a waste of my effort. I was having more fun before I was an affiliate where I could just stream and put out content. And now when I'm trying to, hey, here's my donate link if you want to donate, because you can get a $50 dono, and that's already 10 subs. So it's there. The option would be that, they're not leaving the platform, they're just leaving the affiliate program. So why, when it's just a simple gone, are they charging $25 to hit a button?
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
No.
That makes zero sense in any side of the language.
Yeah. So it's an absolute disaster right now for Twitch, and but clearly they're not changing anything. That they're sticking to their guns. They're going to continue down this path. Like, as much as people hate it, like, and this is the thing, like, they've been doing this for at least the last 2 years, right? Where they've started to implement really dumb things, and just it's triggered everyone.
Yep.
Like, it's not something new. They have been doing this for a while. When are people going to wake up to themselves and realize that Twitch is screwing you over?
It won't.
It has to happen soon. Like, we're on the verge, and I hate to say this, of another mixer. Where so many people are going to be displaced from the Twitch shutdown.
Yep.
Regardless of when it happens, there's going to be hundreds of thousands of streamers that are just not going to have a home anymore. And I reckon the most of them will go to YouTube. A good chunk will go to Kick. Some of them will float over to Trovo, and that's bad.
You say that, but let's not forget that in the 3 days after that announcement, 600,000 accounts were made on Kick.
Yeah. So what? They're upwards of 6 million accounts.
Only 6 million accounts
and growing. Yeah.
And like memory just said in chat, there's going to be someone that just. I mean, at the end of the day, that is a real scenario that plays out. We saw Mixer when it went under. We saw hundreds and hundreds of people just stop streaming. Just like, yep, I'm done. The effort that they put in, it's a constant, tiring effort to put in.
To be treated, but I mean, people were, and without any warning whatsoever, it was a tweet that went out of all fucking things that could have happened. Like everyone,
whether the tweet went out or an email came out, it doesn't matter. The result was still the same. They ground for years and years and years just to lose it all anyway. So they weren't prepared to try and take a chance. They already knew Twitch back. Oh, I mean, look at it. Even on Mixer, like, people are like, oh, I'm not going to Twitch. We know how bad that is.
Yeah.
And since then, that was back in 2020, or even earlier, wasn't it? No. 2020?
It was earlier than
2020. It dropped. No. It was Gloomish Open 2021. That was the year after Mixer closed. So it was 2020.
There you go.
And Gloomish is shutting this year, which is 2 years on. Yep. So yeah, in 2020, when it shut down, that to now is already highlighting how bad Twitch has gotten. So they weren't going to go and try and build, and they didn't want to take the chance. Yeah, there you go, July 2020. They weren't going to go and take the chance on a smaller platform that maybe didn't have the viewership, aka like Glimish, or even back then Trovo, for that matter, didn't really look appealing because it was just too small. There wasn't enough there. You could literally open the front page and see every streamer on the front page. So again, there was that kind of scenario, but they weren't going to go to a big platform. And I think
Yeah.
you'll find a lot with Twitch. It'll be the same thing. It'll be like all the people who've grown out for 4, 5, 6, 7 years. I was talking to another person in Fangstream this morning. They got 2,000 in 6 months on Mixer, and they got 4.8K in 4 years on Twitch.
Mm.
They're now leaving Twitch. They're making their move out. They're not
Yeah.
streaming, so they're at a point now in their window where it's just like, I've spent all this time grinding for ultimately a zero follow count, and that's what
Yeah.
it's coming down to.
Yeah.
And they openly said in that chat that the follow count really is it's a useless number. And look, it is a useless number unless it's a metric used to get to a program or
Yeah.
to advance into something else. Outside of that, you can have 1 million follows. It means nothing because tomorrow the platform shuts down. You've got zero again, and it doesn't mean anything. So again, understanding how people are feeling about the Twitch saga, the evolution of the downfall that's coming, I would not be surprised if there is a lot of people that are considering that, hey, this is it. This is the end for me. I'm not even going to go and start on a new platform because it's just, it took me
Yeah.
6 years, 7 years to get here. And that's what they think about. They're not thinking that, hang on, everybody's moving over. I might be able to gain 90% of that straight back
Mm.
and continue on. They're just going to go, yep, it's back to a zero count and I've got to start all over again. So I
Yeah.
can understand it because at the moment, like probably better than anyone is I've been considering just pulling the pin on it myself because this situation that I've got going on now with trying to stream right now is just a pain. So if everyone else has that same sort of problem, they're
Yeah.
just going to give up. It's just it's too
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah. And we're seeing it a lot right now. You know,
Hmm.
especially with the Glimish closure as well. There's a lot of people who, were streaming over there who are like, well, that's it for me. I'm done.
Well, that's right.
I
Yeah.
tried. Uh, and I saw it when Mixer was shutting down as well.
Yep.
Because the last week, you're floating around the platform and people are like just breaking down on stream. Like, I don't know what to do anymore. This was my home. You know, I
Yep.
I can't stream anywhere else. It's like, well, yeah, you can, but that's neither here nor there. Like, they didn't want to stream anywhere else. They wanted
Yeah.
Mixer,
That's the
and I
thing.
mean, we all did. We all wanted to stream on Mixer. It was, for us, it was home, and it was,
Yeah.
it was like family. And I understand the thought process, you know, but to just give up, like, it's almost like accepting death, isn't it? It's
Oh, I mean, yeah. At that point when you say, "Look, enough's enough for me," I'm pulling the pin. Like
yeah,
you've literally got to understand that you're basically putting yourself in a window where you're just like, well, yeah, everything's died for me.
yeah, and yeah, no, that's it. Memory, it all focused on metrics. That's what
I mean,
Twitch
don't
and
get me
YouTube
wrong,
are now. It's metrics.
but Kick's doing the same thing. Kick's relying on metrics, but the difference being
Oh,
is it's easier to be found on Kick as opposed to an oversaturated Twitch or a really junky YouTube.
yeah. Like, yeah, there
You
might
know?
be close to 6 million users on the platform, but when it comes to varying content, it's not as diverse as Twitch. So it is actually easier to find people. You can go through the category list and you can hit the point where there's no one doing that type of content. It doesn't take very long to get down to the bottom of the list. And like, that's usually where I start looking. I'll scroll down, past all the meta games and whatnot, and head down into the lower viewer count stuff. Be like, right, I'll see who's in this category and just check it out. It's incredibly easy to be found now. I mean, like, even for me, right? I'm not a big metrics fan, but I've had a look. My concurrent viewership now, miles beyond anything I've ever had before, and that is that is an understatement. Like, is crazy how easy it is to be found. But,
The other thing to consider too, and this is something I spoke with this morning and came again, is the people that are lurking around are the ones who actually really are the true.
yeah.
Because they're literally there, they're always there, they're supporting what you're doing. And just because they're not chatting, and I know people like an active chat, I know people want to be able to
Oh, yeah.
feel like they're referring to their chat and all that kind of stuff. But again, as for SideNote, if there was nobody in the chat, this would still go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
It just means that we haven't been found yet, or things like that, or maybe we're not doing certain things to help bring that chat into the equation. So
Yeah.
again, like I said to them, don't worry about it, dude. If you've got chat, that's cool, but that's not where the true support is. Because with the amount of people on the platform, people are just going to bounce in and hang out for a while, or they'll have like me 6, 7, 8, 9 tabs open, and they'll be bouncing around. And by the time they come back, you've gone offline. They feel bad because oh shit, I didn't get to say anything to him, or I didn't get to say goodbye. I'll wait until tomorrow, and then something comes up, they don't get to actually chat again. So then it starts this flow-on effect where if the streamer themselves says, "Hey, I don't care about who's chatting. I've got 15 viewers. I'm happy." If that's what you focus on, then focus on that.
Yeah.
That's a good number. You're doing something right.
Yeah.
I mean, we've spoken about the 1/10 rule. If you can have 1/10 of your followage in your viewers, you're doing all right. And like right now, side note, we got 19 followers, we got 11 viewers, so we're well above the 1/10. But
Doing
again,
all right.
as a streamer, you want to look for that 1/10 rule. If you got 50 followers, you want to have 5 chatters, 5 viewers at least. If you can engage those 5 viewers and get them chatting, that's a bonus.
Yeah, and that is a standardized rule. I mean, that's a rule that I didn't get told about. I learnt that rule. Over on Mixer. It's like that's the conclusion that I came to. Doing my own research, dropping into other streams. 1/10 rule seemed about right. If you were retaining 1/10 of your followership as viewers, you were doing all right. But like over here in Kick, I'm sitting at like 25%, which is like well above that 1/10. And I'm stoked with that. I mean, yeah. I mean, even you on your streams, like whenever you can, you'll be well above that 1/10 rule.
Yeah, I'm about 16%.
Yeah,
that's still well above the 1/10. Like,
yeah, and I think everyone needs to take that 1/10 rule into practice. If you are at 1/10 or 10%, that's okay. It's nothing to be nothing to beat yourself up about. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. Obviously, if you start falling, if you start falling below that 10%, then you need to start looking at, okay, what am I doing that's not quite captivating enough for people.
The difference is though, don't mix up viewers with chatters, because not everybody's going to chat.
That's
1/10 will not chat, so don't mix up chatters and viewers. Chatters is only a bonus. Viewers is what you're trying to retain.
Yeah, and
that's always been a theory. 1/10 of your viewership, and you'll have maybe 1/10 of those will chat. That's in theory.
So and like the one thing that's always sort of pushed me along is that returning viewership. I think that's the one thing that I strive for. I'm not like, oh hey, I've got X amount of viewers, or I've got X amount of people talking in chat. It's how many people are coming back on the regular. That's what I strive for. because if
That's
I've got
that's
if
the
I've
other
got
thing.
people coming back, I'm doing something right. If I meet people and I never see them again, which is going to happen, you're going to have that happen. But if it happens too often, then I was like, right, what am I doing? What do I need to look at for myself to be a better content
Yeah,
creator?
obviously, I think I heard from this content creator. Oh, I love my original, like I love my OG regulars. It's just chat's not popping, chat's not flowing, and it's like, yeah, but you've got those people that are coming back.
Yeah,
You're retaining the same 4, 5, 6 people every day. Like, stop worrying so much about where that comes from, and just worry about that they are coming back. If, for example, if it's say Koi me there, right? If Koi was only here once and then we never saw him again, I'd be like, oh, okay, we lost we lost a viewer because we know Koi's he's back and back and back and back. It's like, okay, cool. So he's obviously engaged with what we're doing. So that's what you've got to understand is that sometimes you'll engage with one person, sometimes you'll engage with hundreds of people. Yeah, getting that return viewership or return chatters
yeah.
is just a
Like
bonus.
even if it's someone popping into your stream early on and being like, "Oh, hey, sorry I can't stay, but I've got you tabbed." That's still that's still classified as return viewership.
Yeah.
Because they've met you once before and they've come back to say hi. That still counts.
The other big issue too is understanding time zones.
Oh
Are you
yes,
maximizing your content in the window?
yeah.
That's the other thing. Like,
That's the
if
hard
you want
one.
to get those return people, you've got to make sure you're maximizing content in a window of time. And as a content creator, you can stream 24 hours a day and you're going to hit every window of time. But you're not going to be very healthy for it. There's no question. So if you're going to stream, you need to pick like a 6 to 8 hour window and say, okay, where can I best match my target audience?
Yeah,
Do I want to hit like for us in Australia, like are we trying to hit the UK or are we trying to hit the US?
yeah,
Because we got the flip flop of time where it's a big chunk of difference for us. But then, from the US, are you trying to hit Australia or are you trying to hit the UK? Are you trying to hit that Southern Asian market or are you trying to hit the European sector? So
yeah,
again, work out 4 hour window of each side where you can maximize your time frame.
yeah.
That's just one thing that is a bonus. Like when we doing the show, we sat down and we thought, okay, where is our peak time? What do we need to?
Yeah,
We try to hit the US prime time, which is now. So
yeah,
we adjusted our time to accordingly fit that window of time to make sure that we weren't going to jeopardize having you know a lower interaction point because people are obviously in the UK. So right now in the UK it's like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning.
mm,
So they're not going to be here. But we're hitting a window of time in the US where it allows us that flexibility. So
yeah,
that's one thing as a content creator to think about. Even it doesn't matter your platform. Always think about your window of time that you can get those people
yeah,
back, and then work out. Okay, this is a better time for me.
yeah. And you've got to try it. You have to try streaming at different times. You just got to throw it out there. Well, obviously, whatever you're capable of doing. Obviously, if you can only stream during certain times, then that's your window, and you just kind of work with it. But if you can, try and stream at different times throughout the day to find out where the best, solution is for you.
Exactly
Yeah,
right. And that's not to say like if you work 9 hour days and you've only got a 2 hour window, that's fine. That's understandable.
hmm,
But
like
if you can't
life is life.
get to that, it's not a big problem. But it's also just a way to remember. Like again, I know that streamer I was talking to has a full. They don't work because of other issues.
Yeah,
So again, it's about maximizing that content. Use a world clock thing on Google and just work it out and go, right. There's Australia, there's Europe. Okay, what am I going to try and wing into? Where's my window?
well,
You already
yeah,
know what the US prime times are. You already know your local time zones. Where are you trying to hit to? And you find that you pick up a different audience in each sector, or you'll find there'll be a transition where these people go and they'll sort of go quiet, and then the next ones will take over. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a window.
But I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I think the biggest problem that people need to tackle out of all of this is stop making up excuses.
Memory.
Stop making
Uh,
excuses and just bite the bullet. You know, take that leap into the unknown.
it's not so much about making excuses; it's about open your eyes and look.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah. Oh, look at the facts. Yeah, like
the facts are there. You've had those people on the platform you're using. You've still got
yeah,
those people. You've got opportunities to be something somewhere. You know,
yeah,
as the other thing goes, if you only paid minimum wage at one job, would you stay there? No, you'd go and find a job that's paying you what you're worth. Go and find what you're worth. Go find that place where you feel that you're actually making what you deserve.
yeah, yeah. Like
That's the
exactly.
big
I mean,
point.
like uh, me, prime example. I was stuck in a job for nearly 23 years. I essentially it was my version of Twitch. You know, yes, there are other jobs out there that are similar that could provide better, but I was sort of stuck in my ways. I was just, always making up excuses of, you know, I had reasons not to leave, right? But it took
Yes.
management to just treat everyone like total garbage for me to be like, nah, sorry, I'm done.
And an annoying voice in your ears every other day of the week.
And that too probably helped. But but this goes back on the
Uh,
whole Twitch thing as well. Is how much crap are you going to tolerate as a Twitch streamer before you
yeah.
crack the shits and be like, right, that's it, I'm done. I'm not going to put up with any of this crap anymore. I'm going somewhere else that's going to be better for me.
Let us be the little voices in your ears, telling you how crap it is. There's better places,
I mean,
better
yeah,
ways.
but like there's facts out there. Like there's hard facts about Twitch screwing people over. People need to wake up to that, see the truth, and accept it. Stop making up fucking excuses to stay there because it's not better. You as a content creator are going to suffer if you stay there. You're not going to make any progress. You're not going to grow. Make the change, whether it's you know uh, another streaming platform or just unfortunately quitting altogether. Whichever road that is, there is a better option.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sadly, it's the case though. Like
Yeah, I
it's
I don't want to be an
yeah.
advocate for Kick either, um, but I mean objectively, right? Objectively, Kick has one of the better options out there. You know,
Yeah, we don't have loot
for
boxes.
well,
It's not
that's
pay
it.
to play.
There's no microtransactions yet. There may be somewhere down the line. We don't know. I very much doubt it. If there was, it would definitely benefit the streamer anyway. Uh, it's easy to be found. Viewership is high. Your cut as a streamer is incredibly high, and there are easier metrics to hit unless you're going verified.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even then, like, it's not too bad.
Again, we have to understand that Kicker's in beta and will change in the future.
Well, that's it. Things will update. Because obviously they updated their verified metrics not too long back, and there were people who cracked the shits over that, but they're over that now. Everyone's accepted it because it is what it is. And they're
Yeah.
not overly wild. So you know, but I mean, now there's talks of that payment program, whatever that is, where
Oh
Kick
yeah,
will
yeah, that
Kick will pay you an hourly rate to stream on the platform. And it's very interesting wording. I had to read it several times to sort of really understand it. It's still not overly clear.
it's not finalized. It's still in the works.
Yeah,
So
it's still not overly clear on what they want from it. But I mean, it is an idea and it works. And I think it's going to be an interesting idea, personally, to be paid on an hourly basis for.
yeah, 100%. I mean, an hourly rate in compensation for the subs or whatever the key will be definitely a game. Like it's in the works. They're trying to plan it out. I've been rolling down Steak Eddie's page for the last 25
Yeah,
minutes, and the things that they're trying to push and trying to get to happen. I
yeah,
mean, it's innovative. It's new. It's fresh. It's something different. You know,
yeah. Uh,
and like it's all down to the interaction.
yeah. And like whether that's going to be restricted to certain parties, like obviously I think if you're verified, right, I don't like you may still be a part of the program, that payment program, but it may be restricted quite a lot because you are already gaining quite a lot of subs already, yada yada.
Yeah.
Yada. I think it'll be more directed towards affiliate. I think that'll be a big pushing point for affiliate, and it may
Remember, you've
just
already got
be
people doing unhealthy hours.
right. Um, yeah, I mean, I looked at my stats and I'm like upwards of 100 hours for the month or something, and I'm like, wow, yeah,
Yeah.
that's I've actually put in a fair amount of effort. But then there was someone else. I can't remember who it was. It was on Twitter. Uh, they did like over 200 hours. And I'm like, I mean, shit. I'm clear. I thought I was putting in an effort. Yeah, no, but
Well, if I'd have streamed all my New World activity, I've had over 300 hours in 3 weeks.
yeah,
I had 105 hours in the first week of New World. I was over 200 hours in the second.
yeah. I mean, like,
It doesn't take long, but that's not
yeah.
very
I
healthy
mean,
on
like
the body.
the average full time contract over here in Australia, we're looking at about 150 hours a month.
Yeah.
Right, that's the average full time. So shit, and what hourly rate were they talking about? It was like $26 an hour or something.
16 US
Oh, it was
dollars.
16 US. Oh, which is going to be like, yeah, upwards of like
But again,
24,
we're not sure
25
the
for us.
program. We're not sure what
Um,
that's going to entail. So
yeah,
again, it's all just
but still, like that's obviously that's like the hourly rate they would be considering. $16 an hour, and then on top of that, you get all your subs and all that. So it's like it's like working a commission job, basically. Um, about 30,000. See, that's a full time wage over here,
at,
roughly.
at that point, I'd tell my government to shove its payment where it fits. To be honest,
I
and
mean,
I'd stream more. But
I mean, for me, that's because you're looking at about I'd say about $45,000 a year over here,
yeah,
which is fine. I mean, it's livable. It's not like extravagant lifestyle by any means, but but if you were getting subs on top of that as well, that would definitely boost that up. So it's it's not an unfair proposal by any means.
that's
And
45,000
yeah,
a year for us.
yeah.
That's double what I make on the freaking
It's
right
not
now.
quite. It's not quite what I was making at my last job, But I mean, if
It'd be a hell of a lot more fun.
but yeah, one, it would be fun. The expenses I would save by not going out to a job would be
Right.
huge. So it would probably even itself out realistically, over time. So
Yeah.
I would have. I think
What's
it's
your only
more than
expenditure?
reasonable.
Games.
Yeah,
Buying
uh,
games.
but like I'd be able
Paying
to do.
electricity and internet. There you go.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Like, but it's a good option. I think it's a damn good
That's
option
right.
for those who want to make a living out of content creation, uh, and don't want the instability of just relying on subs.
Yeah, exactly right.
Obviously there will be very strict guidelines to being able to apply for that program.
Yeah.
I believe, I hope, uh, every application will be under manual review, so that they're not just putting people on because they meet a certain metric or whatever. Like they actually look at the content and be like, that's not bad content, you know. But obviously, if
Yeah.
you're like a 24/7 channel or you're a sleeping channel or uh, you're on the more like adult spectrum sort of stuff, like they're not going to go for that stuff. It's more
No,
the
no. The
generalized content.
yeah, like
Yeah,
your gaming content, your podcast type stuff, all that kind of stuff, where you're interacting, you actually have content being made. So
exactly. Yeah,
let's just watch it, see what it does, see where they come up with it.
yeah, it will be very interesting.
Since we failed to rate out last show, I have
Yes,
sent you a link
we're
if you
actually
wish
going to do
to.
that this time. Yeah. that I
That's the other
there
thing
was
about
sort of.
gaming that we love is we can take the show on the road and go and visit people.
It was sort of a miscommunication on the last show where we didn't really
Yeah.
communicate who we were going to
Your
host to,
finger
or
miscommunicated with its brain and just did its own thing.
I just assumed that we were, and that was it. So, but anyway, yeah, we will be hosting.
That does go through Koi, but sometimes if you send really quick all out just a little, they do come through though. Yeah, they do sometimes get lost in a whirlwind while they're working on other features in the background.
Yeah. Oh, slow mosey friends, no.
Oh, it's not.
No. Anyway,
Oh,
yeah,
that's a story for another day.
yeah, um, yeah. So we'll wrap things up. You definitely don't want to miss the next one. The next show is going to be an absolute
Hopefully,
doozy. Uh,
hopefully,
hey,
hopefully, we can get the
hopefully.
next one. If
Well,
not, it'll be the one
yes,
after that.
yes.
Guaranteed.
Well, it should. It we should be able to stick to the schedule. Hopefully,
We'll
but
keep on the Twitter. Keep on
yeah,
the Twitter. That'll tell you what's going on.
yeah. But it's going to be an absolute whopper of a show. It's probably going to go for a few hours, so just a heads up for that one. But anyway,
Yes.
yeah, that's going to do it. We are going to show some love over to Fangbone today, uh, with today's host. So be sure to say hi and follow and all that good stuff. It is free, and we'll catch you guys on the next show.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. Look forward to
Bye,
seeing
guys.
you in a couple of weeks.